Hey guys, let's talk about how clipping masks can help you hide complex artwork in Illustrator and really clean up your workspace. All right, so let me share my screen and show you how that works. All right, so with clipping masks, what you do is it allows you to basically hide your edges. I don't know if you've ever done painting or something like that, where you have your workspace and you tape off the edges of your painting, let's say, and then you paint to the edge, and then when you peel the tape away, you get this nice clean edge on your artboard. Well, when working in Illustrator, as you know, you can have objects on and off the artboard, and so you can get something that's fairly uh, disorganized, I guess you could say. And a lot of times when students are working on their artboard and their projects and stuff in Illustrator, they'll ask me, okay, well, when I save this, how do I clean it up so that the um, the edges don't show? Well, one of the beauties of Illustrator is that you have that extra background space. Your workspace goes on forever, which is cool. And you can have things off the page stored and saved in that space. At the same time, for those of us that are a little bit OCD, maybe we want to be able to have a nice clean workspace, or we want to have our edges clean, or for some reason we need it to fit a very, very specific space. So you can have any random thing. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to throw down some random shapes here, right? So let's say I've got this yellow star and these green circles, and oh wow, this is just incredibly beautiful, right? Well, what I've done is I've made this little abstract um, collection of shapes, but what I need to do is I need to tidy it up and fit it inside a circle, let's say. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to my shape tools, and I'm going to draw a circle over the top. And I'm just going to color it blue for fun. So for you to really see what the clipping mask does, you got to have a group of things on your page. And then just remember your clipping mask is made out of the top shape. So if I've got this circle here, it's going to be on the very, very top. Now what I have to do to make my clipping mask is select everything. And so definitely it has to be a collection of all the pieces for this to work. Sometimes you might get frustrated. You're just selecting the top shape and then it doesn't work. Once you have all those shapes selected, you go to the object menu and you select clipping mask and you select make. Clipping mask, make. Boom. So what did that do? Again, it hid all of those random pieces inside that nice circle shape. Here's the cool thing. Those shapes aren't gone. They're still there. So if you want to modify your object or your artwork, what you do is you kind of like double and triple click. So if I double click, that selects the piece. I click again, and I can actually grab one shape at a time. And I can grab those pieces that are actually inside my shape. I just keep clicking. And now I'm in what's called isolation mode. And when you get into isolation mode, you can grab separate pieces, modify them without disturbing everything else. You just have to be able to see the object, to be able to grab it. And then to get out of isolation mode, you just double click or triple click the background to go back to normal. And now these things are a unit, right? And like I said, all the edges are hidden. There's another way to edit what's inside a clipping mask. If you go back to the object menu, you can go back down to the clipping mask menu and you can say edit contents under there. Then you're allowed to grab and modify and edit those pieces. And then you just click the background and let go. So you've got isolation mode, you've got edit contents that allow you to modify your clipping mask. Also, if I select the object, go back to the clipping mask menu, there is also what's called release. So if you don't like that clipping mask, you want to get rid of it, you just go back and say release, and it lets go of all those pieces. And that circle, which was the clipping mask, is now transparent, which you can delete if you want to redraw and do something else. All right, so that's a quick and easy way to modify your artwork, to clean up your artwork, to make a more complex shape into a fitted shape. Use the clipping mask. All right. If you like that tip, look at my channel for more. If you want to follow me or join some of my classes, check out the description below. All right. Hope you have a good time. See you around.